You know the New York Jets are such a trash bag football team. When the Eagles win 31-6, they get 10 sacks, 2 defensive touchdowns, and we're still underwhelmed. See, I'm underwhelmed. I'm sorry, I'm underwhelmed. Sure, you look at the score, you look at the 31-6 finish, and you get all pumped up because the Eagles are now 3-2. If we're going to hold this football team to a high standard, if we're going to hold this football team to a level where we think they can win a Super Bowl, you need to be better against this team, specifically offensively. I know why you're actually here. You just want free money. Well, good thing is, I can give that to you. Use the promo code BROADS at SeatGeek's checkout, and you will get a free $20. Make sure you get yourself to a game now. What is going on, everyone? That is right. I'm a little underwhelmed. Let's start with the defense because obviously they were the storyline today. 10 sacks is insane. 2 touchdowns on top of that, insane. I do need to throw this out there, though. There is a correlation between how bad the Jets are and what we produced today because that offensive line had no clue what they were doing. That third-string quarterback was so lost and had no flow, and he's not even a practice squad type quarterback. He's way worse than that. He's not an NFL quarterback at all, not even practice squad. So that has to play a factor. I am pumped that the defense did that, though. Brandon Graham with 3 sacks, 4 quarterback hits. Nate Gerry with a pick 6. Orlando Scandrick was hitting the quarterback as well. He also had a strip touchdown thrown in there. Josh Sweat hitting the quarterback and getting the sack. Barnett, Ridgeway, Hall, sacks. I'm proud. All right, I am. Rodney Mcleod with an interception when there was a tipped ball. I'm proud that the defense did that. They dominated, but they dominated an offensive line that shouldn't even be in pro football. They dominated a quarterback that shouldn't even be in pro football. Now, they can't control that. They need to play who's out there in front of them. I totally understand that. But I can't take too much out of it. I can't take too much out of this game as a whole. The Jets should be embarrassed as an organization. I think about the Patriots, and they get to play that team and the Dolphins twice every single season. How can you be this pathetic? How can you be this awful? And you're going to say, well, Sam Darnold's hurt. Sam Darnold's sitting on the sidelines praying that he wasn't in this football game. He was pumped. He was stoked he wasn't in this football game because he would have been in 7 pieces. Adam Gase is a terrible head coach. He has his kicker kicking a 55-yard field goal into the wind down 14-0, where the broadcast even stated during pregame they weren't even close to hitting that. Man, the Jets are awful. All right, they just are. But you look at the defense and say they did their job. They were able to get to the quarterback. They were able to take control of this football game as a whole. Is that going to be how it plays out against a really good team? Probably not. You're not just going to rock double-digit sacks like that against really good football teams. But the one thing I can say on the defensive front getting to the quarterback is maybe that sparks confidence. Maybe there will be a momentum switch because they felt it. They felt those hits against the quarterback. They felt beating the lineman. Maybe there will be a momentum switch that they can take this into the next game as we go on to Minnesota. That's the only thing I can really hope for. But I can't imagine them doing this again against a team that actually has structure. Let's get to the offense. I'm a huge Carson Wentz fan. Huge Carson Wentz fan. Today, I thought he left some plays out on the field. He missed some throws. He missed some reads. It wasn't his strongest game. He wasn't absolutely insanely awful. You saw spurts of what he can do. There was the one play where he was about to get sacked and he does his famous duck. And this was on 3rd down where he makes it happen. You saw that. He had that Nelson Aguilar bomb throw. This ball was thrown, 70 yards in the air? And Nelson Aguilar ended up getting hit by the defender, but the ball was still in Carson Wentz's hand, so it couldn't be pass interference, so Doug challenged it. It's not pass interference. If anything, it's illegal contact, but oh wait, you can't even challenge illegal contact, which makes no sense. This league is nuts. I don't understand how anyone puts these rules down and they don't process things, but whatever. He had that bomb, and you can argue that it was a little bit overthrown anyway. Could Nelson Aguilar have gotten there if he didn't get hit? Who knows, but he showed his arm strength in that play. But I don't think Carson Wentz had his strongest game. He took a couple hits that were unnecessary as well, and there was that slow-mo on his right knee when he got taken down where it was crooked and all bent over. Oh, get rid of the ball, dude. Get rid of the ball. There's no reason to take that hit. I know the beauty of Carson Wentz is extending plays and making people miss and making things happen, but at times, that's not going to work every time. You do need to get rid of that ball because you can't continue to take hits like that. That scared the living hell out of me. It really did. His knee was snapped all over the place. No. Just no. No. We scored on the opening drive. Great. Really, it looked good. Moving the ball around. It was a very solid first drive. But then, it went quiet. We didn't score again until the last possession of the first half, where Zach Ertz scored a touchdown. So, from the first drive to the last drive in the first half, we couldn't score on the stinking Jets? This offense couldn't click and score on the Jets? That's not acceptable to me. Whether it's Doug Peterson having not the greatest play calls, whether it's the run game not executing. I know the offensive line wasn't beautiful and outstanding in the first half. There were times where they weren't creating and opening up holes there for the run game. That played a factor in there, absolutely. We had good field position, too, because the defense were shutting the Jets down. They were either punting all the time, going 3 and out, throwing interceptions. We had great field position. It wasn't like we were backed up to the 20, backed up to the 10, backed up to our own 15. We were starting at the 40 and the 50-yard line. We have to be able to move the ball better. We got away with it because the Jets have no pulse, because the team gave up already in week, 5? I need to see more out of this offense. I don't want to keep hearing, Deshaun. I know what Deshaun Jackson can do. I understand. But if we can't execute and score more offensively against this Jets team without Deshaun Jackson, that's unacceptable. There's a difference between being delusional and understanding what just went down. We won 31-6. I get it. But you need to understand that this team is better than that. This team should be moving the ball more offensively. This team should be able to absolutely kill the Jets. They didn't kill the Jets today. They didn't do anything insanely spectacular. I thought the Jets were just that pathetic as a team. We got to clean a lot up. How about special teams? Corey Clement, dude, you can't be touching that ball. I don't care if you thought that hit him or not. Even if you did think it hit him, get the ball then. Get the ball. You can't be tapping the ball around with your fingers. See, this is the thing. He doesn't play much. So here he is with an opportunity to return something, and he tries to do a little bit too much. Do your job. Darren Sproles leaves the game. He goes to the tunnel. He goes back into the locker room. Corey Clement gets a chance. Then at the end of the game, I even saw Nelson Aguilar with a chance. That says a lot if Corey Clement's not getting the touches. That should say a lot to Corey Clement. That can't happen. We played down to the opponent. And I'm not talking about the defense here because the defense did their job. Whether I think it happened because of the skill level of the opposition, or if I think they're that good, which clearly I believe it's the skill level of the opposition, they did what they needed to do, right? I thought Jim Schwartz played this fine. He could have easily sat back and forced Falk to try and make plays, but he allowed that defensive front to do magic. He brought it. He brought the force. He allowed them to make plays. He didn't just sit everyone back the whole time and force the kid to try and make stuff happen. No, we got in there. We got in there and made it happen. Brandon Graham with one of his best days statistically on the stat sheet. And guys got on the stat sheet. Like I said, that could be a positive moving down the road here. Hopefully just to feel it. Just to feel that positivity and to know you finally hit the quarterback. Hopefully that can move this defensive front forward here, because let's be real, through the first 4 weeks, it's been tough to get home. But I feel weird about this one. 31-6, you should be fired up, right? You should be happy. We're now 3-2. Well, I wanted to see this offense move down the field at will. There was one drive we had in the second half, mid-third quarter, running the ball, Sanders, Howard. It was great. The offensive line created these gaps and these holes that we saw against Green Bay. Now it ended in a field goal. We didn't get in the end zone, but you know what? At that point in time, I remember thinking, damn, that was actually a really good drive. That was a very successful drive. That arguably could have been our best since the first one of the entire game. And it only ended in a field goal, but I'll take that because there was rhythm to the offense. There were good play calls. There was good execution. But there wasn't much of that today. And I'm sorry, against the Jets team, it has to be. But maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe this pisses the offense off that much. Maybe Carson and this offense dial in a little bit more because they know that they underachieved. Because let's be real, they underachieved today. But I'll tell you what a boring game. Feet just crossed, leaning back. I don't want to play games like that. There was no juice going into this football game all week long as it is. To sit through it even sucked. That should never happen. I don't want that. I want competitive football. I want my gut to be turning. I want my heart to be beating so fast I can't even stand it. My anxiety's going through the roof. Like, I want that. Sitting through this football game made me realize, wow, those moments, those heart-invested moments, those are beautiful. That's the beauty of sports. That's why we were so emotionally tied into these games. Today, I don't want that. I wouldn't want to sit through crap like that. That's not fun. That's not entertaining. And look, I got nothing out of it. What am I going to take out of this game? Realistically, nothing. Because the talent on the other side was garbage. Garbage. Everything that happened today was because of the Jets being that abysmal. So. Well, I guess, well, when I say that, though, I guess that's not necessarily 100% true. Because the Eagles' offense not being dynamic wasn't because the Jets were awful. Now, it wasn't because they were good either. I think that was self-inflicted. But moral of the story, though, is Adam Gase has no clue what the hell he's doing. That organization has no clue what they're doing right now. And they're screwed. And it sucks to have to play a team like that. So that's where I stand. Thank you guys so much for listening. And I will see you guys next time.